Welcome back to our channel.
Hi!
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 This is my wife. Hi! This is me. We are Linda and Andreas, living in Sweden, and we are eager to experience an adventure. We bought a house in Sicily since we never went there. The first one we visited. Make sense? An abandoned house that needed our love and care. Life is awesome. Follow our journey and our adventure.
We're back. Not in Sicily, but we're back. We are enjoying our summer in Sweden. Celebrating midsummer. Eating wild strawberries. And longing for Sicily. And sometimes it actually feels really dark. And we're not leaving yet. We have some things to do in Sweden. When you have a home in Sweden and one home in Sicily, you quickly realize something funny. In Sweden, we spend half of the year trying to keep the heat inside. And in Sicily, we spend half of the year trying to keep the heat outside. So, today we're talking about something very real when you own an old house in two completely different climates. Heating, cooling, electricity prices, and all the small jobs you have to do before winter arrives. Here in Sweden, winter is coming. Not yet. It's full-blown summer. And this weekend we are awaiting real hot weather. It's easy to forget to do those things that will keep the heat in Sweden when you are leaving for Sicily. So when we come back to Christmas, everything has to be done, because otherwise it's too late to do anything about it. And since I'm a woman, I can work and talk at the same time. Let's go. This old tile stove is one of the things that makes the house feel warm and cozy. But before we can really use it again, we need to make sure that it's sealed properly. Because if there are small gaps, warm air disappears, cold air comes in, and suddenly you are paying to heat the outdoors. So today I'm sealing the stove and prepare it for winter. It's not glamorous. It's not a big renovation reveal, but it's exactly the kind of job that makes an old house work. Old houses are beautiful, but they also demand attention. In Sweden, we think a lot about insulation, drafts, windows, doors, and heating systems. A small leak of air can make a big difference when it's freezing outside. And when electricity is expensive, every little gap matters. In Sweden, heating is the big question. In Sicily, it's almost the opposite. There, our biggest question is, how do we keep the house cool in summer without getting an electricity bill that makes us cry? Even in Sicily, the winter is raw and really, really uncomfortable. So we need warmth and heating, and we also need the cooling effect in both places. And of course, we don't just have this ceramic tile stove here in Sweden to heat up the house. Our house is heated by a ground source heat pump, also known as geothermal heating. Instead of burning fuel, it uses a stable temperature deep underground to heat our home and provide hot water. A collector buried in the ground absorbs natural heat from the earth. The heat pump then concentrates that energy and transfers it into the house. Even during freezing Swedish winters, the ground stays warm enough for the system to work efficiently. It's one of the most energy-efficient heating systems available. While the installation is expensive, the running costs are much lower than many traditional heating systems, making it a great long-term investment. One of the biggest advantages is that the system runs automatically. We don't have to add fuel, light a fire, or constantly adjust the heating. It quietly keeps our home warm all winter long. That is why this little job matters. Sealing this stove is not just about tradition, it's about being smart with heat, and it's all about using what the house already has. And it is about respecting old solutions instead of always replacing them with new ones. For the Sicilian house, we are still thinking. Maybe the best solution is not one big system. Maybe it's a mix. Better shutters, better airflow, ceiling fans, air conditioning only where we really need it, and maybe in the future, solar panels. No, they are not allowed. I forgot about that. As we are living in the historic center, the solar panels are banned. And so are also wood-burning stoves. Sicilian houses are built for this climate. But what about Sweden? Our house is built in wood, because wood is what we have in Sweden a lot, so almost every house is built in wood. What happens with wood when it's hot outside? It absorbs the heat, so the whole house gets so hot you can't even believe. So in Sweden we also have a portable air conditioner. Otherwise I can't sleep. Our house in Sicily is built for another climate. Thick walls, shutters, stone, shade. In many ways, old Sicilian houses are clever. They are designed to survive heat. But modern comfort is a different thing. When it is really hot, you need airflow. You need shade. Sometimes you need air conditioning. And in winter, especially in the evenings, old stone houses can become surprisingly cold. So we are trying to find the best solution. Do we install air conditioning that both can cool and heat? Do we use portable units as today? Do we improve shutters, ventilation and insulation first? Today we only heat the rooms we use. Can we do it in another way? Because in Sicily, electricity is not cheap. We looked at the difference between our electricity situation in Sweden and in Sicily. In Palermo and Sicily, with Enel, the energy part of the price can be around 0.13 or 0.18 euro per kilowatt hour, depending on the contract. But that is not the whole bill. On top of that, you have taxes, network fees, fixed fees, and other costs. So the real price you feel as a homeowner can be much higher. In Sweden, with a company like Vattenfall, the price also changes depending on area, contract, and season. But overall, electricity can often be cheaper than we experience in Sicily. And that changes how you think. In Sweden, we worry about heating through a long winter. In Sicily, we worry about cooling through a long hot summer. And sometimes heating a stone house in winter too. I think for this autumn we have to get another air conditioner for the top floor. Otherwise, no guests. They will melt. And nobody wants melted guests. But some tips that we learned so far about keeping the hot air out in Sicily is keep the shutters closed if you have any. The blinds or curtains, have them closed on the sunny side of the house during the hottest hours of the day. And keeping the direct sunlight out is the single most effective way to keep your home cool. And that's why Sicilian houses almost always have small windows. It's because of the heat. You can also open the windows at the right time, early in the morning and late in the evening, when the outside air is a bit cooler. Not much, but a little bit. Close them again before the heat builds up. And create cross ventilation. If possible, open windows on opposite sides of the house to create a natural breeze that pulls warm air out and brings cooler air in. To reduce the indoor heat, avoid the oven, clothes dryer or other heat-producing appliances during the afternoon. Cook outside or prepare cold meals whenever possible. Traditional Sicilian families often cook early in the day or after sunset to avoid heating the house. Keep interior doors open. Allow cooler air to circulate throughout the house, especially if some rooms stay naturally cooler than others. Cool the terrace or courtyard. If you have a terrace, courtyard or a balcony, lightly spraying it with water in the evening can help lower the surrounding temperature. Add shade outside. Pergolas, climbing plants, awnings, and shade sails can dramatically reduce the amount of heat reaching your walls and windows. Let plants help. Trees, vines, and potted plants provide natural shade and cool the surrounding air through evaporation. And use air conditioning wisely. If you have AC, don't set it to an extremely low temperature. Around 26 Celsius is usually comfortable and much more energy efficient. During the hottest hours, keep warm outside air from leaking indoors by sealing gaps around doors and windows. And sleep like the locals. Many Sicilians keep bedrooms closed during the day and open the windows at night to let the cooler air replace the heat trapped inside. And think seasonally. A stone house works differently from a modern home. Instead of constantly cooling it down, work with the building's natural thermal mass by keeping the heat out during the day and releasing it at the night. And with the experience of 3 years in Sicily, we know nights are terrible. They really are, because you always wake up sweaty and wonder who the hell put the heat on. So this is where we are right now. One house is getting ready for winter, the other one is waiting for us to decide how we are going to survive the Sicilian autumn. Have you solved heating or cooling in an old house? Especially in Italy or another warm country? Please tell us in the comments, because we really need your advice. And if you enjoy following our life between Sweden and Sicily, renovation, old houses, mistakes and small victories, don't forget to subscribe. We didn't just buy a house in Sicily. We bought an adventure. And if nothing I've said been a good tip, go dip your body in the ocean. There is nothing better in the world. I'm longing already. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Share our episode and ciao.